all over like a hairy garment.
Red and hairy. If they don't shave, what do they look like? They look like the Geico caveman. If they don't shave, they're red and hairy. They got hair on their back, hair everywhere. Read.
And they called his name.
And they called his name
Esau.
Esau. Esau, the name Esau means, it meant withered away is he, meaning his pigmentation, his melanin was withered away. That's why his father named him Esau, because you could see the blood through his skin. That's why he was red.
Unto your enemies.
And to your friends.
Unto your enemies.
What did the Bible, the people that we were sold to, God said were our brothers.
Unto your enemies.
So the same people who are now trying to teach us about Christ, God said is our what?
Unto your enemies.
Our enemies. Find a young man that you can be married to, but you're not supposed to be sleeping with this one and that one. The men in your life are supposed to be looking out for you to make sure that you stay pure until you're ready to be married. You understand? The Bible says marriage, the age of marriage is 20 years old. So you're not supposed to be having sex.
Right.
I know you go to school, right? A lot of the kids in your school are having sex already, right? You're not supposed to be doing that. If you already started doing that, stop. You understand, sis? Don't do that. Don't do that. Marriage is what God said. God said everything outside of that is sin.
Right.
So if you've done it already, repent, means stop doing it, don't do it anymore, and wait until you get married. You understand that? That's the law.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8.
Watch this. What is today? I want to show you some of the lies that come out of the Christian church. What is today?
Today?
Yeah. What day is it?
The 20.
Not the date. What day? What day of the week?
The Sabbath.
You said the Sabbath? How do you know that it's the Sabbath? You just heard it, or you can prove it?
No, I can't prove it.
Okay. So you ever heard of the Sabbath day? What day is the Sabbath day? Huh?
Saturday.
On a Saturday? How do you know that it's Saturday? Somebody told you? I'll show you. Read it.
Remember the Sabbath day.
So this is a commandment of God. He said, remember the Sabbath day. Remember it. You understand? How you doing, family? Hey, family, question. This is what we're going over right now. Today, what is today?
Today's Saturday.
Saturday. Is there any significance to Saturday? Seventh day, meaning what? Biblical significance. What is it also known as? God, I got you. Watch this. Read it.
Remember the Sabbath day.
So God said, remember the Sabbath day, which is the seventh day, right? Which is today. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Sabbath. If you look up Sabbath in a dictionary, it literally says Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Right. Read.
To keep it holy.
What did God say we're supposed to do with the Sabbath day?
To keep it holy.
Keep it holy. Read.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So God said you got 6 other days: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You got to do all your work. Read.
But the seventh day.
But the seventh day
is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
In that day, you're not supposed to do any work. You know what else you're not supposed to be doing? You're not supposed to be buying.
Right.
You're not supposed to be selling.
Right.
You're not supposed to be cooking.
Right.
You understand? Those are the laws of the Sabbath day. We're supposed to congregate. It's a holiday. It's a holy day.
Right.
It's a holy convocation. We're supposed to come together as a nation. That's how the Israelites, that's how the Jews separated themselves.
Right.
That's how they were able to be separate from everybody else. They kept the Sabbath day. You could not sell anything in Jerusalem. And when I say the Jews, who are the real Jews?
I'll just keep blocking.
Who are the real Jews?
The real Jews.
How do I know a Jew? Where can I go to find Israelites? Not sure? You ever look in the mirror?
That's right.
That's how you go and find real Israelites.
That's right.
Bro, this is what the church is not teaching. The Bible proves that the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans are the real Jews, the real children of Israel.
That's right.
That's what Kanye said, he got in all that trouble. That's what Kyrie Irving said, he got in all that trouble. Amari Stoudemire said it one time, he got in all that trouble.
Right.
Why? If it's such nonsense, Why did it cost Kanye West $2 billion?
Jews are on top of the power chain.
The Jewish, not the Jews. The real Jews are at the bottom. And that's what the prophecy was. Because we just read it before. We read, what was one of the prophecies of the Jews? That they would go into what?
Prophecy
Of the Jews. Remember you read it in Deuteronomy 28? It said that they would go on ships. What did it say that would happen to them?
ships
Into what?
into slavery.
Slavery. Did the Jewish people ever go into slavery on ships? The people who call themselves Jewish today, did they ever go into slavery on ships?
I think so.
When?
Maybe not. No.
The Jewish people, did they ever go into slavery on ships?
No.
No.
That was the only that.
But the Bible said that the Jews would go into slavery on ships.
Right.
That's one of the biggest prophecies in the Bible. You got to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So it said God would bring the Israelites into Egypt, meaning bondage. Egypt is a Greek word that means bondage. Again, with what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
So he said that the Israelites would go into slavery on ships. Read.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt not see it no more again.
And he said your homeland, you'd never see it again. But the last I checked, there were Jewish people over there in Jerusalem right now. But God said you wouldn't see your homeland again until Christ comes. Read.
And there ye shall be sold.
And when you get off those ships, you will be what?
You shall be sold.
Shall be what?
You shall be sold.
When were Jewish people ever sold? Read.
Unto your enemies.
And to your friend.
Unto your enemies.
What did the Bible, the people that we were sold to, God said were our brothers.
Unto your enemies.
So the same people who are now trying to teach us about Christ, God said is our what?
Unto your enemies.
Our enemies.
Right.
Read.
For bondmen
For slave men
and bondwomen.
and slave women. Read.
And no man shall buy you.
And no one is going to be able to rescue you. No one's going to be able to save you. Malcolm X tried. Martin Luther King tried. Nat Turner tried. Marcus Garvey tried. Gabriel Prosser tried.
Right.
Toussaint L'Ouverture tried.
Right.
What you got?
One thing. What you're saying, it should be common sense, but there's a so yes, the originals are people like us.
The Jews.
The Jews. But throughout history with the way the hierarchy works, they end up being the whites.
How?
So, because the whites was a malfunction in DNA, that's how they're able to came to be about. But the original people were us. But because you can't create white unless there's a malfunction that has.
You know, the Bible, get Genesis 25. I'm going to show you where white people came from. That's a good point. I'm going to show you where white people came from. Because the Jews, we said, were what color? Originally, black. So how can the color of a whole race of people change?
I mean, no, I'm gonna be honest. I won't say I'm not a religious person, but I study religion.
Okay.
Because I study both science and religion, so I do both works. So through what I've learned so far, if the Bible says God created us in his image, and also he said that he created us from mud.
Say again?
Mud. Or dirt or mud, one of them.
Genesis 2:7. Hold that, Genesis 2:7.
So if that was the case, then there's no way that it could have been white. Because what's the color of mud? Brown.
That's
Use your
right.
head. Watch this. Genesis 2:7. I'm gonna back up what the brother just said. Read.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground.
It said, God formed man of the dust of the ground. What is the dust of the ground? Dirt. What color is dirt?
Brown.
Brown. The deeper you go, the richer the soil, the darker it is.
Right.
So the first man, common sense, was what color?
Be brown.
Like us. Now, get Genesis 20. So the first man, which was Adam, and his wife, who came from him, were what color?
Well, they never stated, but it would make sense. It would be brown.
Brown, right? Because she came from him. That's why he said, this is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
And also, it would also make sense as the first continent to be known was Africa.
Africa. So it says the Garden of Eden was in Africa. So watch this. Now, we dealt with that. Adam was so-called black man, right? And his wife. Now, all people came out of them, right? So what color were all people so far? Blacks.
That's right.
Now get Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. Now, we went from Abraham and his wife, Adam and Eve. Now, from Adam and Eve, they had Cain, Abel, and then you had Seth. So now, before you get that.
Can I, because my sister's getting a paper, can I just drop her off and come back?
Give me 2 minutes, and then I got you. So watch this. So what we're dealing with is what color were the people in the Bible, right? So we started from Adam and Eve, which we all got. Adam and Eve were black. Now, from Adam and Eve came everybody. So then now let's fast forward. We got Seth. Now, Cain, Abel, and Seth. Now, Seth and Cain, they had children, black people, right? Now we go down to Abraham. I'm sorry, before Abraham, we go to Noah. Noah's black. Then you had the flood. Noah's sons are black. Everybody's still black. Then we go to, fast forward from there, we got Abraham. Abraham's black. He has Isaac. Isaac is black, right? We're in Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. We're dealing with Isaac. Isaac and his wife Rebecca, which we said at this point is still what color? Everybody's still black. So read Genesis 25 and 21.
Verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren.
So now Isaac, which is what color, went to his wife, went to the Lord, prayed to the Lord for his wife, Rebecca, who was what color? Black, right? Because she was barren, she couldn't have no kids. Read.
And the Lord was entreated of him.
So the Lord heard his prayer. Read.
And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
And now she's pregnant. Read.
And of children struggled together within her.
So now it said the children struggled inside her womb. Read.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
She said, if this is from the Lord, why am I having all these difficulties with this pregnancy? Read.
And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So she went and prayed to the Lord to ask. Read.
And the Lord said unto her,
and what did God say to her?
2 nations are in thy womb.
2 what are in thy womb?
2 nations.
2 brothers.
2 nations.
2 friends.
2 nations.
God said 2 nations are in your womb.
Right. 2 manner of people.
2 manner of people, meaning what? 2 different kinds of people are in your womb. Read.
Shall be separated.
Shall be what?
Shall be separated.
No, come out together.
Shall be separated.
Read.
From thy bowels.
See, God said 2 separate nations of people are going to be separated from your bowels. Read.
And the one people.
And one people
shall be stronger than the other people.
Wait a minute. I know my brother's brain is working right now. It said one people what?
Shall be stronger than the other people.
One people shall be stronger than the other people. Read.
And the elder.
And the older one
shall serve the younger.
Shall serve the younger one. This is coming from God. This is Genesis. So what do you think he meant when he said one people shall be stronger than the other people?
If I would assume, he meant, because in the second part you said that the elder shall serve
the younger.
The elder would be us, since we were there first.
I'm gonna show you who's the older one. I'm gonna show you who the older one. But before we get to the elder and the younger, what do you think he meant when he said one shall be stronger than the other? Who got something?
Well, I would say that he meant that we would be stronger.
How? Why would you say that?
Because throughout, like if you look at regular life in these nations, and that's how, and if you look at history also, that was the reason why we became into slavery, is because the whites looked at us and said, hey, all the stuff that we can't do, they able to do it back in Egypt and all these other countries in Africa. So biologically, we're stronger and more built for a lot of more stuff.
That's the answer.
That's
Look
right.
at it. When you go, if you turn on your TV, well, not a couple weeks ago, right? They had the Olympics on. Who's getting all those gold medals? If it's running, if it's anything to do with running, jumping, strength, who's always winning?
Our genetics.
We are.
Right.
We're stronger.
Right.
We're stronger when it comes out to survival. They can't even stand out in the sun.
Right.
So one nation is stronger than the other nation. Read. And it said, remember, he said the elder is going to serve the younger. Now read.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
Now she's going to deliver these babies. Read.
behold, there were twins in her
There were
womb.
twins. Read.
And the first came out red.
Now the first one, remember the elder shall serve the younger. The first one to be born came out what?
Came out red all over like a hairy garment.
The first baby came out red and hairy. What nation of people are red and hairy?
White.
You say white people, what do you say? Not sure? What do you say? Not sure?
Native Americans.
You say Native Americans are red and hairy? Remember, they called them Redskins, but are they really red?
No, that was just
The Native Americans look like us. They look just like they were black people.
They just have markings.
So now, it said the first came out what?
Red all over like a hairy garment.
Red and hairy. If they don't shave, what do they look like? They look like the guy called Caveman. If they don't shave, they're red and hairy. They got hair on their back, hair everywhere. Read.
And they called his name
And they called his name
Esau.
Esau. Esau, the name Esau means, it meant withered away is he, meaning his pigmentation, his melanin was withered away. That's why his father named him Esau, because you could see the blood through his skin. That's why he was red.
Right.
What happens when they get angry? They turn what color?
Red.
What happens when they get embarrassed? They turn what color? When they get hot, they turn what color? Because you can see the blood through their skin. So he said, that's Esau, read.
And after that came out his brother out in his hand
Now after that, his brother came out, read.
and took hold on Esau's heel.
So when his brother came out, it said he was holding onto his brother's heel. Read.
And his name was called Jacob.
And they called it the second born, his name was Jacob. This same Jacob, eventually his name was changed to Israel.
Right.
And he had 12 sons. And his 12 sons became those descendants became the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
So that's what we just read. So now, why didn't it mention what Jacob looked like? It said that Esau came out red, right, and hairy. But it didn't say what Jacob looked like. Why?
Because Jacob came out. I'm gonna tell you how you gotta have a different custom.
He looked like everybody else.
That's right.
He looked just like everybody else.
There be no description of it.
Exactly.
That's right.
But now Esau, what we just read, that's the first Caucasian man on the face of the earth.
Right.
The Bible even says, it said they started calling him Edom, which means red.
Right.
We got history books to prove that Edom was the forefather of, his descendants became the forefathers of the Roman Empire, which was what color? Who are they? Caucasians.
Right.
They went and dwelt in Mount Seir. These are people from the Caucasus Mountains.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community.